to have the privilege to stand with the Jew?
By the way, as someone who's Jewish, nothing sounds more offensive than for a non-Jewish person to go, the Jew? Here's Glenn Beck just the other day. For those who don't know, Glenn Beck, far right winger, was like the face of Fox News for about a decade or something, and now does his own separate indie stuff. Here's this lunatic talking about Israel.
I don't know why I was born, but there is
None of us do, Glenn. None of us do.
something about the state of Israel that connects deeply to me. To have the privilege to stand with the Jew?
By the way, as someone who's Jewish, nothing sounds more offensive, no matter what the context of the sentence, than for a non-Jewish person to go, the Jew? Anytime a non-Jew just yells, the Jew, I take a step back, all right? It's a little scary. But this is kind of like Donald Trump when he said the blacks love him. And it's like, you know how you know that's not true? Because you said the blacks. You know how this guy does not love Jews and is actually waiting for the end times and waiting for Christ to come and burn all the Jews in hell is because he said the Jew.
Is a tremendous honor spiritually. So I want to read a letter that I wrote that I am sending to the state of Israel.
Can you imagine being so like the beautiful mix of just like right wing and dumb? Because here's the thing, even smarter right wingers are not going to watch this shit. You've got to be this perfect just stew of just so dumb and right wing that you want to hear him talk about a letter he wrote to the state of Israel. He wrote a letter, like a piece of paper. He didn't say email. Piece of paper he's sending to a nation state. What kind of world does this guy live in? Like, what is going on in his head?
To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the honorable officials at the state of Israel.
What does it say about your religion? I'm sorry to interrupt so much, but it's so revolting. What does it say about your religion? He claims to be very religious, right? What does it say about your religion that it calls for you to be so supportive of those committing genocide? Like, that is a horrific religion. Jesus, man. That's worse than whatever, Charles Manson believed.
I have chosen to ask you for citizenship in the state of Israel.
He wants to be a citizen of Israel.
I have nothing to offer but my voice of support. And some might say that my support might be more valuable as an independent voice. Perhaps they're correct. But my request for citizenship is not about words. It is about deeds. Why, one might wonder, would I want to embrace a heritage and identity that is so ruthlessly hunted down again and again?
That is not the question people are asking you right now, Glenny boy. They're asking you why the hell you would want to embrace an identity that is committing genocide right now. That is the question they would want to know. He doesn't say this, but I bet you the actual reason he wants Israeli citizenship is because he, in his evangelical mind, believes that he is kind of a Christ figure. And so if everybody has to go to Israel for the end times to come about, particularly the Jews. But once the evangelicals get the Jews to Israel, then the Holy War breaks out. Then the Jews burn in hell. He wants to see it. He wants to be there. Maybe he thinks he needs to be there and needs to be a citizen of Israel to oversee the Holy War.
Yet it is precisely during such moments that we must choose to stand. I anticipate no privileges or exemption from the state of Israel. I instead yearn to align myself with those willing to rise, to fight, and sacrifice for the fundamental right to live.
What? You want to join a genocidal apartheid state because of the fundamental right to live? That's like the opposite of what's going on here. Who's doing all the murdering? All right. The ratio right now is 35,000, not counting those lost under the rubble. So really 45,000 to not even, it depends on how many the IDF killed October 7th. But let's say the IDF didn't kill anyone, which is fake, false, and that only Hamas did. Then the ratio is 45,000 to 1,200, 45 to 1. And yet you want to join the side that respects the right to live.
Is this not what both Israel and America embody?
America embodies the right to live. The U.S. empire has killed more people over the past 25 years than any other country even comes close. The estimates from Brown University's Cost of War study are 4.5 to 6 million people killed by just the war on terror over just the past 25 years.
Desire for dual citizenship does not stem from any expectation of gain, but from a deep-rooted belief in standing with what is right and true. 10 years ago, I took my children to Israel for the first time.
And why do you think they went to Israel? Oh, they were on one of those evangelical tour of the end times and see where the Jews will burn trips. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast. I hear Jerry Seinfeld's gone on that trip too. No, he didn't go on that trip. Actually, Jerry Seinfeld and his family went on the IDF tourism, basically the committing terrorism tourism trip, where you pay the IDF a bunch of money and they bring you to like an IDF training camp and show you what it's like to shoot Palestinians. He brought his family on that trip.
We first visited Auschwitz in Poland. I told them, you cannot understand Israel without the Bible or Auschwitz.
You can't understand Israel without understanding that we're hoping all these people burn in hell. And we've got to set things up. You got to set the table. You got to get things ready, so we can get all these people to burn in hell. Because it's a lot of burning, okay? There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of Jews around, and so we got to get them all together because it's a lot easier for them to burn in hell if they're in one place. Trying to burn all the people in hell when they're here and they're there, and you're like, is that one over there? It is just such an effort. So we want to get them all centered, and thanks for coming along on this trip, kids. I hope you enjoyed Auschwitz. Get a keychain at the gift shop.
Israel remain an eternal flame of hope, a beacon of resilience, and a testament to the enduring human spirit.
Do you think he threw in the words eternal flame as a dog whistle to the evangelicals? An eternal flame? We want to see Israel turn into an eternal flame. Oh, do you? Do you? What kind of eternal flame would that be? Dude, what a creepy... And he's got his, molester sweater on, and, oh, God. I've never understood what Glenn Beck is or why he is... even for the people that like him. I can more understand why right-wing idiots like Bill O'Reilly than why they like that lunatic, Glenn Beck.